Okay, we were we were up to the last Mishnah in Perek, Mishna Ches, the 8th Mishnah.
Like the bailiff, like the court, it's a bailiff. It's called a bailey, it's a person that's watching.
Hama'amer, someone who's gathering bundles, lekubiyos ulekumasim v'lecharor, to make small little piles, either called hats or hidden places or loaves, small little piles, or to make bigger bundles. So he has a plan of moving these small bundles to somewhere else to make a larger bundle, which he would. So then, in that stage, there's no shikcha. But when he's taking those larger piles to wherever he's going to process his grain, at that stage it will be yesh l'shikcha. However, if you're making bundles to put them into a large pile, into a haystack, then yesh l'shikcha. Then anything he forgets to include in his haystack would be shikcha. But anything he would leave when he's moving his haystack and to the gairin, that would be ein shikcha, that would not have shikcha. Ze'aklal, this is the rule. Kol ha'ma'amer, anyone who's making bundles, l'makayim shu gmar malacha, to the place where he's going to be finished. Yesh shikcha, that has shikcha. Mimenu l'gairin, from there, if you're still planning on moving it, when you move it after that, ein shikcha would not have shikcha. L'makam she'enu gmar malacha, if he's moving the bundles to a place where they're not finished, so ein shikcha, that earlier stage doesn't have shikcha. Mimenu l'gairin, but when he goes from there to move them further to the gairin, yesh shikcha, at that stage it would have shikcha. Okay, that's the end of the 5th Perek. Let's start the 6th Perek. Beis Shammai say, Hevger la'aniyim hevger. If someone says, I'm making this stuff ownerless, any poor person can take it. So Beis Shammai say that works. You could say, I'm removing my ownership, but only allowing a specific group of people to take it. Beis Hillel, no, Eino hefker, it's not ownerless. Ad shemafker afla shirim kashmit, until you make it completely ownerless. That you cede all control of it, and now anyone who wants can take it, even whether they're rich or poor. You don't have any control of that. I mean, if you want to give someone a present, you can give them a present. If you want to make something ownerless, you got to make it ownerless. You can't have it in between. Another machlokas between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Kol imri hasada shel kav kav. If you have a field where all the bundles in this field are one kav, you made them all one size. Ve'echad shel arbas kavin, and one of the bundles is 4 kavin, so it's 4 times bigger than the other bundles he's making in his field. The shakcha, and then he forgot that bigger bundle. Beis Shammai omrim eino shikcha, because we view it like he forgot 4 separate bundles, and we're going to see later that if you forget 4 bundles, everyone would agree that that's too many to be considered shikcha. You can't really forget that much. Beis Hillel omrim, no, shikcha is shikcha, because since you bundled it all together, it's one bundle, even though it's 4 times as big. And if you forget it, it would be shikcha. A bundle that the owner, or anything that both the owner of the field and the workers forgot about and left in the field, there's a prohibition to come back to take it, right? You have to leave it for the poor, correct? Mishnah Beis, the 2nd Mishnah. Ha'aymer shu samuch l'gapa. If you have a bundle that's next to a stone fence, v'lagadish, or to your pile of grain, l'bakar or l'kalim, or to where the oxen and their stuff is. So you have a bundle that's in a specific place. It's not randomly in the middle of the field. It's off to the side next to some specific thing, so it's easier to remember about it. So Beis Shammai in a shikha, because you never really forget it, because there's that bundle that's by the fence or whatever, or by the parking lot or whatever it is. Beis Hillel, no shikha. If you forgot it, you forgot it. Mishnah Gimel. Rashi Shurais ha'oimid shekenegdei meichiach. The end of the rows, whatever's next to it will show your intent, which the Mishnah is going to explain more at length. But let's say you have 5 rows of bundles, and you're going along and collecting them. So anything that you didn't take the adjacent row to it yet is not considered shikha, because it's still can be seen as in part of the pattern in which you're going and picking up bundles, even though you didn't finish off the whole row, but there's in the row next to it, so it's not clear that you forgot. If you finished the row next to it and you left, say, 1 or 2 in the previous row, then that would be something that you forgot. Or if you have a bundle, you picked it up with the intent, I'm going to take this with me home. And then he put it back down and forgot it again. Then both Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel would agree that bundle is not a problem of shikcha, because since you remembered it at one point, once you remembered it, you're safe. And then Mishnah Daled now speaks out what we had in Mishnah Gimel. Ve'elu hein rashi shiur. So what does it mean, the end of the rows? So shnayim she'eschilu me'emsa shiur. If you have 2 workers, so they both start from the middle and they go in opposite directions, picking up the bundles. Zeh panav l'tzafon v'zeh panav l'ram. For example, one's heading north and one's heading south from the middle of the row in opposite directions. V'shakchu, and they forgot bundles. L'fneim v'lachreim. Both in front of them, meaning stuff that they haven't gotten to yet in the direction they're heading, or behind them, they started in the middle of the row, but they didn't start at the same bundle. They left a bundle between the 2 of them, and they headed in opposite directions. So esh l'fneim shicha, what's in front of them, that was clearly decided. That's the guy. Anything on the north side is the guy heading north, and he forgot it, so then it's forgotten. But esh l'achreim eno shicha, if something was left between them. So then, really, they were both saying, "It's not my job. It's not my job." So that no one ever had responsibility for, so that wouldn't be shikcha. And yachid, if you have a single guy,
you can't forget something you didn't have.
Right, you weren't responsible for. Right, you weren't supposed to know. Yachid shehiskol mirosh. If you have a single guy who starts from one end of the row, and v'shakach, and he forgets. So now lefanav la'acher, whether it's in front or behind him. It's the opposite now. Shalafan, if it's in front of him, it means he hasn't gotten to it yet. So it's eno shikcha, because that's not going to be shikcha. Shalachar, if it's behind him, so now it's shikcha, because he's the guy taking the whole row. So anything left behind him is obviously because his responsibility. Because here he has the prohibition of returning to get it. Zaklaus, this is the rule. Kol shuba bal tashuv, anything that would be considered returning to going back to what he already did to get it is a problem of shikcha. Anything that does not have a problem of needing to return to get it, would not have shikcha. Okay, we'll stop here.